Hey guys,
everyone.
welcome back.
Welcome back to episode 2.
Yes, today we are going to talk.
We talked a little bit about it in the last episode.
We
but
did.
reiterate a little bit more into detail.
Yes, we got hung up last time on meeting the families.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about family dynamics.
Yes.
For real this time. So we want to talk a little bit about like how we communicate within our families, how the different ways of like affection, showing affection, physical affection, and that stuff is. And we want to talk a little bit about communication. Cursing is a big subject we're going to talk about. And like what we touched on a little bit last time already, just the difference between like the near family, like only 4 people, which is how it was with me, and like the big family, like how it is with you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that also plays into who we are now.
Oh, yeah.
Because, for example, for me, I know I don't have to speak loud in my family. Like our conversations at the dinner table were always very calm, very low. We like to debate at the dinner table, which is something that's definitely different. But that's why I feel like my voice and how I speak in my normal life is more calm. It's quiet, you know, and you definitely have a louder voice. You like to talk a lot. You like to talk loud because like that's kind of how you need it to be.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, I definitely did. My family is very loud. And like, let's say not my immediate family. My mom, my dad, and my brother, we're not that loud.
Sure.
What's the face for?
What do you mean you're not that loud? Have you
Okay.
heard your mother talk? Have you heard yourself talk? The guys are not that loud. Your brother and your dad, they're not that loud.
Okay,
You
yeah.
guys are loud. Loud.
Whatever. Anyway.
Continue.
Okay, it was mainly loud when everyone was there. Like, okay, it was loud. Yes. Okay, maybe my mom and I were loud.
Yes.
We talk really loud. It's funny
Yes.
because now I when I go home, I'm like, Mom, why are you shouting? She goes, I'm not. And I was like, okay.
You're used to me now. That's what happens.
Anyway, so when we were all at the dinner table, so let's say it was my core 4 family with my uncle and my aunt and my grandparents and their kids, which are my 2 first cousins. It was loud.
Yeah.
It was loud. Like between the kids and like everyone just trying to get a word in and like just the adults all just talking, and it was yeah, it was hard to get a word in. And I still remember to this day, you know, sometimes, and we don't do it out of like meanness at all. It's my younger cousin Sophia. She's the youngest of the 4 grandchildren on my mom's side. And we would be sitting at the dinner table, and she would want to say something, and she would like be like, oh, I have something to say, and blah, blah, blah. And like we'd all listen for like a second, and then everyone just kind of went about it, like in their own conversation. She goes, all right, well, I'm gonna be quiet now. And like
That's so sad.
and it was like a thing every single time. Like someone would cut her off, or like talk about something else, or like the conversation would just change completely. And so she learned over time that's like, if you really want to get your word in, it's like, no, you're gonna listen to me, and you're gonna listen to me good, kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
so now, you know, we all, you know, it's just one right after the other. You just gotta step up your game.
But I feel like I said, that determines who you are now.
Yeah.
Because also, like, you have a pet peeve of, like, not being able to finish your thought, what you say.
Mm-hmm.
You like to not be you hate to be interrupted. You know, you like to get your thought in.
Yeah.
So that definitely, like, it's funny how that plays into who we
Yeah.
are now.
Exactly.
Because
And
in
I'm
my
not saying-
family...
it wasn't just Sophia that, you know, didn't get her word in. She was the most obvious, because like
sure.
she would just make it known, be like, oh, all right, well, I'm not gonna
Try.
I'm not gonna try anymore. And to this day, if you even ask her, she'll be like, yeah, I like would never be able to finish anything. But it was all of us, you know, wouldn't be able to sometimes get our word in. But I'm not saying it was like a negative thing. It was, we all just kind of got distracted.
It wasn't done on purpose.
No, it wasn't never done on purpose.
No,
That's
for sure. It's just obviously if you have 6 determined Italians at a
more
table,
than 6 people. Or
most of the
8,
time it's like
10.
8
We
to
were
10, yeah.
We were 10.
and
10
you all have
people.
something to say, it's hard to, you know,
Yeah.
get on one topic of discussion
Oh,
in
yeah.
one page.
Sorry, continue.
No, yeah, but that was different in my family
Yeah.
because we were 4 people most of the time. And, we would all talk very calmly. We would debate topics at the dinner table, like politics, economy, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was not a conversation at our dinner table.
And that was just, and that's how I grew up.
Yeah.
So, like, I remember when we first met, that was definitely different for me.
Oh, yeah.
Also, like, just what we talked about at night and, like, what we talked about when we ate dinner, if we didn't watch something, which we sometimes do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was definitely just different for me. And I remember first time going to your family, I was quite, like... Intimidated, yes. And also, like, it was hard to be calmly eating when people are, like, shouting at you from side to side, you know what I mean? And, like, it's not, like, shouting, but, like, for me, it was, like, intense talking.
Yeah.
And I'm, like, that we enter a different family dynamic. The way we eat in our families is very different.
Yeah.
Just, like, maybe it's, again, the German-ness of us being very, planned or proper. We used to eat breakfast together. My mom woke up with me when I went to school still. She woke up with me, had breakfast with me, had breakfast with my sister.
Mm-hmm.
And, we had lunch together. Unless I was in school, we had lunch together all. Obviously my dad was working, and then we waited for my dad to come home to have dinner together. Mm-hmm. And we always sat down at the same time together and ate.
It's really nice that you guys do that. Like, I'm not saying we didn't do that. We did that for dinner.
Yes.
We did it for
dinner.
But
even there, it's like your mom's running around doing things.
No, it's not my mom, my grandma.
Okay, your grandma's running around doing things, giving people plates, and then just like, oh, eat, That's not how it was for us. That's why, like, I remember when we first met, you were like, oh, start eating. I'm like, no. I'm going to wait until you sit down.
Yeah.
And we're going to eat
in
together.
My head, and I was like, why? Just start. It's
and even
fine.
like it's been several times that you've been working late or whatever, and I wait to have dinner with you.
Yeah.
Even if it's 12 o'clock at night, because I don't like to eat alone. You know? I like to eat with
it's
you.
It's really nice.
And it's like, yeah, but that's how I grew up. It's like you don't. But that's also like why I have issues if we have to eat between like door and angle kind of thing. Like we have to just eat. Like I have to shove food down when people are running around me. I'm like, oh no.
I know.
Oh no, that's not good for me.
See, but that was also different for me because, let's say, it wasn't only because of my family. Like, let's say, my school years, like when I was in school, I never ate breakfast anyway because it was just really early and I was just not hungry. So I would just.
When did you have to go to school?
7. I had to be there at 7:30.
You had to be there at
7:30.
Oh, okay, 7:30.
No, I had to be there 7 like 15. My school day started, like the first bell where you had to be in class started was at 7:30.
Why'd you have to be there at 7:15?
My bus came at like 6:15, 6:45.
Well, there we are at a totally different. Maybe that's a topic for another day, but we can touch it real quick. Well, because I grew up in Germany, obviously, my school started at 7:45.
Yeah.
But I went by bike.
Okay.
It took me 15 minutes to go by bike. I met with my, best friend who lived next door. We met outside at 7:30. Rode to school on our bikes. We rode pretty fast, so we were mostly going to be there at 7:40, 7:42. Started at 7:45.
Yeah.
That was not an issue, So I ate breakfast. I woke up at 7, pretty much.
Yeah.
I got ready, and then I ate at like 7:30.
Yeah, see, I was up by like 6.
I ate at like 7:15. Yeah.
Yeah. I was up at 6. So I wasn't hungry. I like grew up just, and it's not because like my mom didn't feed me. No, my mom fed me all the time.
Oh, there was no moment that I thought that your mom wasn't feeding you. Please, you grew up in an Italian family. If there's one thing you weren't missing, it was food.
No, I was not missing food. No, it was just really early. It was really early. And like my brother went in a little bit later, but like half an hour later maybe. Anyway. So I didn't grow up eating breakfast. Yeah. Really. My mom would actually, she would most of the times like make me lunch in the morning. But dinner time, we would always wait for my dad to come home. Also like you, because my dad would come home like 6:30, 7 o'clock. And then, we would have dinner together. And if we weren't having dinner at my house, we would have dinner at my grandma's house, who lived behind my house, which is, a block away. So it like same thing.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So like that's how I grew up. But going back, I also got used to eating rushed.
Yeah.
Because I worked in a hair salon.
I remember.
And I worked on Saturdays, and like you don't have time to sit down. I was an assistant. I was washing people's heads, and so it's like one bite. All right, can you wash my person? Yeah, sure, no problem. Can you wash my person? Yeah, no problem. So like I also like then got used to not really eating lunch, but then therefore eating a little bit of breakfast in the morning.
Sure.
So it was always just like a mix and match. So I never really got a chance to like sit down, but even now, like lunch is do your own thing. So is breakfast, but everyone likes to sit down for dinner.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk communication. I know that's a big subject.
Yeah.
But more in a sense of like talking about feelings.
Yeah.
And like, but also cursing. Because I know like I grew up, we talk things out. Yeah. If there's a conflict, for example.
Yeah.
I know I remember when we first got together, there were very different approaches to solving conflicts.
Yeah.
And to, in general, having conflicts.
Yeah.
Because, like, all right, people, she's a hothead.
No.
She's Italian. It's pretty much self-explanatory. I don't even know why I have to.
An Italian New
Yorker.
Yorker.
Have to say that. Yes.
Which is even worse.
So basically, I, especially at the beginning of our relationship, I was more like, I like to stay calm during fights, conflicts of whatever sorts. I like to stay calm and talk it out. Argue it out. Rational arguments. Your point of view, my point of view. Let's get everything out there. Let's talk about it. You like to get mad.
Yeah.
It's like, because that's how you grew up, though. You solve conflicts by just yelling at each other, getting everything out there.
Yeah, really quickly.
Emotional, and then just being done with it.
Yeah.
That's not how I work.
No.
We grew up, if there's an issue, you talk about it. You talk it out. You make your arguments. That's it. Kind of.
You make your arguments.
It's like a debate. It's like a debate.
Cool.
But that was definitely different. And
yeah.
I know at the beginning that gave us quite some issues because I was like,
yeah.
Why are you yelling at me? Like, stay calm. Why are you yelling at me?
I know. I'm sorry about that.
Oh no. But it's something you have to get used to. I had to see that was the way you fight. That you just had to get it out.
Yeah.
And had to get everything out there, and that was your way of outpouring that emotion.
Yeah.
And mine is arguing and giving arguments of why you're wrong and I'm right.
Oh, don't even.
And yours is just yelling at me, and it's like, and it was a terrible mix at the beginning.
It was a terrible mix. It was
a terrible mix because those two don't match.
No.
But
I mean, I'm glad we figured it out.
Yeah. Now we, have our yelling section and our argument section. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
No, but you work it out.
No,
and that's
absolutely.
how the cultural differences though, because of how we grew up.
Yeah.
It impacted the way we still fought in our relationship at the beginning.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because also using curse words,
Yeah.
Because English is a foreign language for me. It's harder for me to curse.
But not even in German, you don't curse either.
No, not even in German I curse much, to be honest.
Your family is very good with not cursing.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll hear them say the S word, and I'm like, "What did you just say?"
The S word.
Yes,
that's not even
S
as
word.
bad.
No, it's really not. But I'm like, what? Really? What? You guys don't say that. And then you come to my family, and it's we're not bad mouths people, but
but there's a lot more.
Cursing than you guys, and of course, arguing. That's just how we expressed it. Even to this day, sometimes I don't have a trucker mouth kind of thing, but I
mean,
but no.
All right, no comment.
No, but just in general, it's what you get used to. My dad doesn't really curse.
No, your dad doesn't curse
much. My dad doesn't curse.
Well, he doesn't get a word in, so
no.
He can't curse.
My dad's so quiet.
But all right, but to turn the page on that,
yeah,
because it works both ways.
Yeah.
What am I trying to say?
I don't know. Continue. I'm just saying, yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. No, what I'm saying is it works both ways. Your way of fighting is more emotional in the sense that you fight. But to turn it positive, when I get a gift,
yes,
you will barely know. You will barely know I'm happy.
Or if you like it.
And that's the other side of it. You know, that Germans like, maybe it's the German side of me. Maybe it's just the way my family was.
I don't know. I think it's because your mom isn't like that.
My mom isn't like that as much. Well, it's also like, it's that, like, let's say my mom has the German tendencies, but they're more poignant in men still.
Yeah.
You know? Because men in general suppress their emotions more often, let's say. Where did that come? Often. And then they're stronger.
Yeah.
Because with you, if you get a present you really like, you're like, oh my God, this is so amazing. I love it. Oh my God, you're so amazing. And like, whatever, like I feel like really blessed. I'm like, oh my God, she really liked it.
Yeah.
You know, and it works both ways that way.
I also feel like that just makes people feel so happy too.
Of course it does.
It's like, I'm so happy I got you this gift because you like it.
No, I get it. And it does, you know, and like.
Sometimes getting gifts for you is hard, man.
It's just, I don't know. I'm trying, I try. I really try to be like, all right, I got to word this so that she knows I like it. But I'm just like, very rarely do I get a gift where I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing.
That's
you know,
fair.
I don't know. That's just not how I work.
I don't know. It's like
it's hard, but
it's hard.
But that's how it comes in. Like that's where, you know, in every which way, it's more out there. Mm-hmm. You know, we've had this talk, and this is funny because like it's a similar thing about like just the way you talk. Like you say "love you" to your friends.
Oh yeah,
to your friends, to your
family.
Hold
you dear, you say. You don't actually say that.
No, she made fun of me because, all right, in German there's an expression basically. Like we say "I love you."
Yeah.
To people we love, like romantic love.
Significant other.
Yes. And then there's no equivalent.
Say it in German. What do you say to your parents?
Okay. We say "Ich liebe dich" when it's I love you in a romantic way. But we don't have, like, if you were to translate a word for word, I love you, ich liebe dich, then lieb dich would be love you. Mm-hmm. But we don't use that. Like I've never heard it. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't use it. We say hab dich lieb for people, let's say our parents or our siblings or something. Hab dich lieb.
Lieb?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's almost like it's a part of love. It's like that. But like it's like, for a lack of translation, it's like I hold you dear. You know, I hold you in love or whatever. Like
I hold you dear.
So that's what we say.
Yeah.
So like, because I am a foreigner,
you take I love you.
I cannot
literally.
I cannot say love you to a friend. But like, it still feels weird to say love you.
Come on, man.
I can't. It's like, it has to be a half, like, just a language. Because it
is. A lot of it is a language.
Yeah, but it's
because like if you grow up here and you're just like, you know, oh, love you. Like, you know, my brother says it to his friends too. Like, you know, it's a growing up here.
Yeah.
That's definitely a language thing. And it has nothing to do with you not loving that person. Like our friends, like you love them. You really do. It's just hard because you take it as a romantic I love you. Yeah, because
that's how I grew up. You know, that's how I grew up. Love you means, like, I love you means I love you romantically, you know, and there's no, like, the hold you dear is the equivalent.
Yeah.
So that's another thing where it's just like the language.
Now our friends make fun of you. Oh, do you hold us dear?
It's a running joke. It's great. I love it. At my expense, of course. But no, like that all plays into that same category, let's say, of things. And it's the same with the love you. The same goes for physical love.
Yes.
Like an Italian family, obviously, like we touched on the subject last episode, that when you go somewhere in Uruguay or whatever, you always have the kisses, like, you know?
Yeah.
You always have that. You have that in parts of Spain too, and France.
Yeah. But you have it in Germany too. I've seen it because I think it's a Europe thing that you kiss like twice.
Yes.
And it's not twice in Uruguay; it's once.
Yes, you do. But in most parts in Germany, let's say it's just hearty handshake.
Good Lord.
That's all it is.
Oh my God. I remember, because I'm not used to that. Like, I'm
The
used
handshake?
to, yeah. Okay. Like, I give handshakes. I'm just saying, like going to South America for so many years, I'm so used to, if I meet someone new, being like, oh, hi, how are you doing? Mwah. Like, just, and it's not even like a romantic anything. It's literally like cheek to cheek. And that's just how you greet someone there.
Oh, for sure.
You know, and in Germany, or when we were going to one of your mom's or your parents' birthday party, or their friend's birthday party, your mom comes up to me and goes, okay, like, just give them a handshake and look at them in the eyes, and then they'll be like, they'll respect you. And I'm like, really?
Yeah, that's
really?
how it goes. There's no kisses. Well, let's say sometimes there's kisses between friends that know each other better.
Yeah.
Or hugs or whatever. But mostly if you don't know anybody, no matter the gender or anything, like that. Here, that's it.
My gosh.
Don't give me like a dead, like, come on. I hate those
right.
people.
Come on, give me a handshake.
What are you giving me that for? Like, give me a proper handshake. That's all I need. That's it. You know, and that's what you learn as a kid in Germany. You know, look them in the eye, extend your hand, give a nice handshake.
I need to give you a third handshake.
Say
right
hello.
now?
Yeah.
A fourth one.
Hello.
Okay, get off.
Okay, now that's how it goes. You know, and I feel like that translates into other things. Like hugs aren't that common.
They're really not. I've seen you with your friends. You're just like, oh, hey. And you haven't seen your friend in God knows how long.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, man, what's up? Like, it's not a hug. No, not. I'm like.
Yeah. And coming to an LA already, here, it's a lot more already, too.
It is.
Like, I've hugged more guys in LA than I ever have in my life in Germany, probably.
well, there
you know,
go.
and that's just.
But it's just a culture thing.
Yeah. But
really
also, like,
is.
with your family, like, I noticed, I was like, what?
Yeah, when
like
you
the
came
first
into my
time
family,
I came into your family,
they're just like, "Oh, give a kiss," and you're like, "Wait, what?"
That, but not just that. Before you go to bed, even now,
yes,
you kiss your mom and your dad and your brother.
And my brother.
Good night.
And good night. And
you know, not
go to
like
sleep.
a full, but like just
No,
a
like the
cheek to cheek again.
Yeah.
It's the like good night. You know, and like I haven't done that in like
No.
30 years.
Oh my God.
I'm not 30,
yeah.
but like I haven't done that since I was born, basically.
I know.
You know what I mean?
It's so funny.
I remember when I saw that, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
You know, interesting.
It is. It's just different, you know? And like, yeah. I remember going to your family. It's like, you're not going to go give your mom and dad a kiss goodnight? Like, go say goodnight. He's like, I just did.
Yeah.
What, you just yelled at them from the stairs? Like, go give them a proper kiss and hug.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. It like, in all facets, it's so interesting how in all facets, like, it translates into the way we speak.
Yeah.
Translates into like the physicality of it, the kisses, all that. Like it translates into all of that, just the way we were brought up. And it also like determines what we find normal. You know what I mean? Because for you, it's normal to give your mom and dad a kiss goodnight. For you, it's normal to hug and kiss people on the cheek. For me, the normal is to give a handshake. And for me, the normal is to just say goodnight.
Yeah.
You know,
and like from coming into my family, you have to get used to that, and me going into your family have to just get used to that.
And from whoever perspective, when you see the other thing, it's weird.
Of course, it's weird.
You know, but it's just so interesting. It's fascinating.
It is. It's really fascinating.
It's fascinating to see because for a third person, it will be different again.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and that's how it goes.
Yeah.
So yeah, what was for you the most interesting habit or like family dynamic that you saw in my family?
I think for me, that one.
The yelling goodnight?
The yelling goodnight. That, because like I feel like I come from such a, like we all hug each other, like we just explained. Like for me, it was just like, oh, it's just different, and it's not because you guys don't love each other. No, you really love each other. It's just different, and that and the biggest also for me too was the way you guys work out your situations. It's like, because like sometimes I'm like, well, you're not just gonna like just say what you need to say and then just be done with it, you know, especially like with your family or with me, and like you're just like, no, we're gonna calm down, and then when everyone's calm, then I'll say my mind. And I'm like, okay, well, there you go, it's gonna take like another 2 hours. But like that was also, those two for me were definitely the most interesting and just different things for me.
Fair.
You know, what about you?
I would agree in a sense that the physicality thing with kissing goodnight for me was definitely interesting. And also the solving conflicts. Because for me, it's just like so many times I tell you to just like calm down. You're like, no, I have to get this out. We have to talk about it. So for me, that was new to just like get everything out, yell at each other, and then just be fine after. You know, I feel like if my family would yell at each other like that, we would be dealing with that a couple days after still.
Yeah.
But that's just different.
Yeah.
And that's how it goes.
And that's okay.
And that's family dynamics right there.
That is family dynamics.
So much for our episode today.
Yeah. So thank you guys for listening.
Yes, we really appreciate it. James?
And we will see you in episode 3.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.